You just got rid of it. Did it all melt, or did y'all? You're still having some on there?
No, it's been pretty warm the last couple of days. So a lot of last week's snow has already melted, and then they're calling for 3 to 6 inches overnight tonight. So what do you do, man?
What do you do?
Don't you remember back, especially when we were in school, you look forward to those snow days?
Yeah, that was something, Kris.
Right? You look forward to them. So for this year, we're only barely into this year. We're first week of February. We're going to have our second major snow of the year, and both of them have fallen on a Sunday. And I know the kids are at home from school, but I'd be so disappointed when I was a kid. Like, come on, it snowed on a Sunday?
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is too funny. On a Sunday, huh?
Yeah. Sunday snow.
Sunday snow. That's a good one. What up, Roundup homies? Come on in. It's Saturday. I went to Busch Gardens today, Kris.
Oh, they're open?
They're open. Do you see my beads?
Gotcha. It's like a Mardi Gras style?
Mardi Gras. My daughters are like, what's Mardi Gras? I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. That'd be a wonderful family trip one year to go down to New Orleans for that.
That fool's crazy. But it was nice to get out and be out. It wasn't packed. Matter of fact, there was only one car lot full, but
okay.
Man, it was sweet to get out, just get some air.
Yeah. I know. That's what we're all trying to do, is still be cautious, still be as safe as possible, but you just can't sit in the house all day,
I'm dying, man. Well, you get to go to the office. I work from home, so it's like,
that's true.
Get to go to an office.
That's true.
That's something, right?
Yeah. But yeah, man, I've actually had a lot of time. I know I mentioned to you with this book club, I've never been a big reader.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been the book person.
No, are you saying books or not even audio books?
No, yeah, physical, sit down, turn the page type of book.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
I've never been that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess so I'm going to date myself a little bit. When books on cassette tape came out, they were really expensive, but it was great for me because I could listen to stuff in the car. I could listen to it at my convenience. When you're running a business, dude, you're bouncing all over the place. You're on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, you get home, you're tired. You got to figure out, what's for dinner and all these other things. And it's like, when do I develop time to sit there and turn the page?
You don't.
Right? So audio books in general have been awesome. And now, years later, I downloaded the 20th anniversary audio book right to my phone, and I could listen to it Wi-Fi in my car.
You're talking about this for tonight?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Which I didn't even know. And some of your Roundup family should check this out. If you have a Prime account, you actually get credits.
Yep.
I didn't even have to pay for the audiobook. It was a free download straight to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked before we jumped on. I have 12 more credits. I need to go on there and grab some more stuff. I mean, why not? Grab it. Listen to it.
It makes you get books.
It does. Yep. Because you feel like you're paying the annual membership for Prime with Amazon. You need to use all those perks, right? I mean, why not? Most of us are listening to nonsense in the car. I mean, I'm mostly this because you don't do it either. I don't really watch the news, right? I listen to the segments in the car going to and from the office, but I don't waste any time when I get home sitting in front of the TV watching the news.
Yeah, for what? What's it gonna do for me?
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Good nothing for you.
Yep.
Roundup. Greetings, class. Come on in. So you will get access to this once a month. If you want to join, matter of fact, come on, join our book club. Hold up. Do I have the right audio on?
You sound good.
That sounds sexy?
Yeah.
All right. So I do have it on. A Roundup. I am Kris Haskins. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and content creation. I just added that, Kris.
Content creation and a new add-on.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, think about it. Star Wars. I mean, how much did they spend on Star Wars?
Yep. No doubt about it.
Content,
No doubt.
right? So Roundup, today is my first edition of my monthly book club, the Kris Book Club. And it's not set up yet. The website is getting created now. I am here to try to push you to do more reading. You can only do so much reading in real estate. Good God, I have a shed full of real estate books, a shed full of tapes, books, cassettes.
Yeah.
And so I asked my boy, Chris Birch, who is a super entrepreneur. He came into a deal with us recently. The man brought $100,000. So I know he's a real entrepreneur. He talks the talk, walks the walk. I've been to his office. So he does real estate and he does a print business. And his thought processes are powerful. So I'll be having different guests on as we journey to the monthly book club. Welcome, Roundup. You made it. Chris Birch, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, you and Roundup are most welcome. I hate to pat my own celebrity, but you are
somebody, Chris. Forget what they say, man.
I know. I am. As much as Ma and Pa used to say, you're never. All right, I know. You should do it this way. You should follow this and go here. And, it was just funny. I laughed. I actually posted, was it yesterday? Today's Saturday. It was either yesterday or Thursday, a quote from Elon Musk from Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, college is a great place. I got to get it right. College is a great place if you want to be amongst friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he says it's not a place to learn. I was like, you know what? I mean, we're talking about we are talking about the man who just passed Jeff Bezos and is now the richest man in the world, saying college is not the best place to learn.
I got to tell you, when I went to college, Roundup, we're going to talk about tonight while Chris and I just kind of get warmed up. Get your books out, get your notes out. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the updated version. We're going to talk about takeaways, what you're doing differently, what you're going to do, what you're going to stop doing, what you're going to start doing. Chris, when I got to school, every one of my friends smoked weed every day.
Yep.
And I tried it. I'm like, man, shit, I need to start smoking weed every day. Didn't work for me.
No, so even for me in high school, it was never something that attracted me, got to college, tried it a couple times,
mm-hmm.
I just didn't like it, and I guess I'm some sort of a square in a sense. Cause like everybody in college was drinking and smoking, and it just, for me, it was like, I didn't want to do it. I was social. I did a lot of stuff, went places, did things.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that guy.
I couldn't do it either, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, college. I'm like, I think about all the money I spent. I wish I would have put it in books. And I look down. I'm like, man, just read a book. Just read a book. Hence, the book club.
Yep.
So Roundup today, I'm going to spend the next moments in time with you, with my friend Chris Birch. I am your pilot. Chris Birch will be your co-pilot. We are full-time entrepreneurs, and what I learned with coaching and having Inner Circle and talking to people from coast to coast is that if you work full time at a job, I'm not mad at you. I understand. I have been there. Generally speaking, the people around you are not the best people to bounce ideas off. You know what? Let me ask my friend Birch about that. Chris, what would you say to that statement?
I think your best friends, your circle, are probably the worst people to ask for advice, but at the same time, are probably the most valuable answers that you will get because they know all the good and bad about you, and they're just going to speak truth. They might not understand your path. They may understand what your vision is, where you want to go, because I have friends that they have a 9-to-5, right? And there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5. I mean,
Nope.
90-some% of this country has a 9-to-5 job, right?
I did.
Right. But I think the best people to talk to are friends, close friends and family, because they're going to give you the real deal answer. Even if they don't understand it, it might even intrigue them as to how do you see this going forward? Like, I have friends that they don't want to know anything about it, right? They're not interested. I don't want to do that. I have other friends that show me how stock market, show me how real estate, show me how, and they're intrigued, but you really gotta be able to pull the trigger. There's only so long that you can keep searching and searching. Just do it. If you want to do it,
Yep. So y'all, we're going to put your questions in the chat there. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about, my biggest takeaway on this book, and a few things I just want to ask y'all about Robert, man. I mean, man, when Robert says a lot of people, Kris, let me ask you, let's start here. When Robert mentioned a lot of people, he talks about minding your business. Let me read this to you, this section here. And Roundup, I hope you got your notes there, or how you have marked your book with your little things there. There's a big difference between your profession and your business. I often ask people, what is your business? And they'll say, oh, I'm a banker. Then I'll ask them if they own the bank. And they usually respond, no, I work there.
Yep.
In that instance, they have confused their profession with their business. Their profession may be a banker, but they still need their own business. That was my big huge takeaway for this one, Kris.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah. So I've heard it for years. What do you do? Right. Same question you was just said. What do you do? Right. What do you do? I own a business. And they're like, oh, who do you work for? No, I own a business. And I guess it's not a bragging thing. It's a statement that I guess a lot of people can't comprehend, that I actually decide what I do every morning when I get up. Am I going to go to my place of business? Am I going to go to another project? Right. So in thinking about it like that, I'm, as many hiccups and stumbles and fumbles that I've had, I'm proud to say that I've never gone to work for a job. Like, I've never had high school I had, summer job at the summer camp, but
that's still a job.
Yeah. So I've had employment for a few months, for a couple of years in high school.
Okay. So you had employment.
Yep. So my takeaway from that statement is, he's correct that what your business is not necessarily where you go every day to make money working for whoever.
Wow, man. He says further in that to become financially secure, a person needs to mind their own business. The rich focus on their asset column while everybody else focuses on income statements. I used to be like that, Kris, thinking about how much am I making? Yep. What am I making? I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. The worst thing I can say about that is that it becomes earned income,
which is
taxable up the yin yang.
Y'all get this Roundup. You and me and Kris both deal with taxes.
Oh yeah, we pay
our uncle.
Yeah, we pay our uncle a lot of money, but we've over the years developed and learned through reading, similar to reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'm sure we'll go over it, Kris, in his quadrant, the cash flow quadrant. He has that person that you just mentioned. He has that person, the employee. And he, in this book, the original book and the revised 20th anniversary, breaks it all the way down, what, in a sense, you need to do to get out of that employee quadrant.
Focus on assets. You know what's weird? Kris, I remember over the years, I'll go to a Super Bowl party, right? Roundup, please. What I want in the chat, if you don't mind, give me because we're going to talk about your biggest takeaway. Tell me what you're going to stop doing based on this book that we're reading, and what something new that you're going to start doing. Okay, let me repeat that. I want to see your biggest takeaway. We're going to discuss it. Please put it in the chat. Your biggest takeaway, which we're going over mine now. What you'll stop doing. Listen, I'm going to stop doing this, and I'm going to share with y'all, me too. And then what are you going to stop doing based on what you're out of this book? Kris, I went to these Super Bowl parties. I just remember over the years, right?
Yep.
I walk into one and the conversation is talking about appraisals, home inspections, ARVs, maximum allowable offers, contractors. What do you think about this floor, these colors? You know, sometimes you go to a party at the start of the game, halftime, you go to another location.
Right.
Kris, I walk into the party. They're talking about MTV. They're talking about the news. They're talking about the next day at work. It's almost like night and day when I'm immersing myself in these little rooms, or let's say these boxes. Have you ever paid attention to those conversations that can change throughout a day?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Some people say that I have a tendency. Now I'm talking about my daily work, my business. When I'm at my business, I've been told by customers and employees, I personally have a tendency to spend more time with a customer if they engage me with something that piques my interest. Right. And for me, normally, that has something to do with real estate investments, maybe stocks, similar to what you were saying. When I hear someone make the statement maybe they're on a private phone call when they come in. Well, what's the ARV? My antenna goes straight up. Right? That's not a common term. Right? That's not, unless you're in the business of real estate. Right? So, saying that, similar to how Robert Kiyosaki makes these definitions in a sense of what each individual is and how you maybe interpret what you are, it puts it in black and white to say, wow, I've never thought about that before. Right. And I think it's how this book is 20 years old. It was 20th anniversary, right? Yeah. So that would have been what, 2000? No, I think he came out 90 something.
This came out in 2018, so it was 98.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 98 sounds more. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the way he defines it, you have to see it that way. He's not telling you you're wrong by being the employee. He's not saying you're wrong by being the self-employed. He's just showing you the different quadrants and how the rich, the wealthy, as you just mentioned, they focus on assets. I mean, he even in this book, he hates stocks. He does not like the stock market at all.
Yeah, I don't do that either. Well, right? a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He says, I don't buy shares of gold. I buy gold.
So let me ask you, Kris, do you want to go on, you want to tell me, do you have your biggest takeaway or you want me to keep going?
No, I can share it with you, but yeah, keep going with yours.
Okay, so stop doing. For me, Kris, oh man, so much to do here. What I wanted to stop doing is, Kris, I have been so focused on real estate. I mean, I cannot imagine how many opportunities have just come in and out of my life. So what my goal for this year is to stop focusing on one avenue and at least being open. I'm reading Napoleon Hill now. At least being open to listen. Being open to at least listen. Not saying that we're going to do it. Even when I met you, Kris, you was like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I don't do that. But then you kept calling me, Kris. Well, this is the stock market was going, other things, the REITs. I'm like, okay, let me. So this might have been 2 years ago, because So you kind of helped me with that, and even with your business, I'm like, man, this dude is doing a lot of print stuff,
Yeah.
So multiple income streams, not just one. Killed me, man. Killed me.
Yeah.
Go, Kris. How about you, my brother?
Yeah. So
everything you'll stop doing.
Yeah, 98, I would have been in my mid to late 20s, right? Trying to figure out, am I gonna, I was in party planning, event planning at that stage. And this book comes out. And 98, I'm not gonna say it's pre-internet, but it's pretty pre. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
AOL was on dial-up at best. At best. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So we didn't have the Amazon to go. We had to go to the brick and mortar, right? We had to go to whatever. I don't remember what it was back then. Barnes and Noble, maybe. I don't remember what it was, but you had to
We had a
physically.
lab. Yeah, we had a lab to go to at school.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Even when I was in college, yeah, you had the library that you could go and
Library.
check a book out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway, or one of, because there's many, probably one of the biggest takeaways for me was being in my late 20s and learning that the wealthy build their business, they build their investments, and in an asset-based thing, right? They don't go finance a 4 or 5 year car note. They go lease the
Oh,
car.
yeah.
They go lease the car in the name of their business and get 100% of the deduction from that vehicle,
That's true.
right?
So
So
business mindset for you.
yeah, yep,
Hmm.
yeah. And Robert is huge in real estate. I can't remember how many he's got. I'm going to say this wrong. Thousands, I know. I don't know how many thousands of rental properties.
Doors. Yeah.
Yep,
But he has doors.
yep, yep. Yeah, but I think in reading this book and now going back, and it's been a while since I've touched on this book. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up, and I think even like for your newer roundup guys, yeah, it's 20 years old, but this information is so precise today as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It really, I mean, the I guess you would call it the overall structure has not changed in 20 years. The wealthy acquire asset earning investments. That's what they invest into. Could you imagine 20 years ago, Robert has, I don't know, 500 doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those things are still cash flowing today.
That's something, isn't it?
Still cash flowing.
I cannot imagine. Yeah. My stuff is still, I'm barely getting to the point where I'm cash flowing, right?
No.
I mean, like 20 years later. I just talked to right before I came home, my banker calls me.
Mhm.
He goes, Kris, I can't tell you. He's a real estate guy too, telling me how many properties he's on. He said, I make X dollars on that house over the last 6 years. Ronald Grant says, the longer you own the house, the more money you'll make.
Yep.
So round up, I'm gonna leave one more thing and then we'll go to you guys. I want to hear y'all. So one of the things that I'm going to start doing. Oh, I have my little thing here. Sorry about that. One of the things I'm going to start doing. Round up. I'm with Kris Birch. This is the first of my monthly book club. Today, Robert Kiyosaki. I want to see your biggest takeaways, what you're going to stop doing, and what you'll start doing. One thing, if you don't mind. Once a dollar, this is what hit me. Once a dollar goes in, never let it come out. Think of it this way. Once a dollar goes into your asset column, it becomes your employee. The best thing about money is that it can work 24 hours a day and it can work for generations.
Yeah.
This stuff hit me hard, dude. I'm like, I remember maybe 4 years ago, I learned that having a dollar means nothing if you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it. I'm like, shit, I got all this capital. I remember my first EMI, we got our first publishing deal. Shout out to Jay Praise, 200,000. And I'm like, I was rolling in the money, dude. Next thing I know, I'm broke, living on my friend's couch. So as I'm growing as a human, I'm like, you know what, dude? Having money means nothing if I don't use it properly. So for me, I'm going to start, what does he say? Once a dollar goes in, never let it come out. So we sink our money into real estate. That's what we do. And obviously, I want to ask Kris too if he thinks about that stuff, but never let it come out. So when it goes into one of our houses, eventually it will turn into an income stream for us, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we want to think really forward, y'all, think about the next generation. Wow, that was so deep. Okay, Kris.
Yeah.
You want to go there or you want to talk about anything you want to start?
No, I was going to say, I remember one of his quotes in the original book, and it's in the anniversary edition as well, is that I learned as well, and Robert makes this statement very clear, that most people work for money.
Yeah.
The wealthy, the rich, have money work for them.
Mm-hmm. Was that foreign to you when you first read it? It was foreign. It was foreign to me.
It was completely foreign, because I was never taught money, right? I was never taught money management. They don't teach it in school unless you get into a continuing education into college. But there was no finance class in high school, right? No economic class in high school. You did economics as an elective when you went, to continuing education. But for me, it was like deer in the headlights when I heard that. I'm like, what's he talking about? I'm trying to make as much money as I can make, man. I'm trying to make as much as possible, right? Robert, his mentality, his mindset that many years ago to say, yeah, but why would you want to earn money? And what's he talking about? Earn money. I want to make as much. Like, why would I? It makes no sense. The rich make tons of money. And then I realized,
So we think
it's how they make their money. It's how they acquire.
It's deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
It's deceiving, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. You called me a while ago. You're like, Kris, why would I go do this when they're printing more of it? I could just go get it from. They're literally printing so much of it.
Exactly. What am I saving it for?
Wow, man.
Right?
Deep.
What's an average savings account? It's not even a whole percent, not even 1%. If you have money saved in a savings account, it's doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
And I'm not saying you don't have it. All of us you have to have a cushion, right?
Yeah.
You can't be naive. Everyone needs a cushion. But why would you have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in an institution earning less than 1%? It makes no sense to me.
Poor things. Wow, man. I think we're so far away from that world, dude. It's like, I don't even think about it, but that is a reality. My wife asked me about that the other day. She's like, Kris, I got this capital sitting in the bank making whatever. I'm like, I don't even live. I'm so far away from that world, dude.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
I was so far where I'm like, we can put it in a house and make it do this and that. It's like,
exactly.
I think that's because of my mentors, though, Kris. I mean, I came from dudes that were out there in the streets grinding with real estate,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, a friend of mine asked me this recently, and he said, who was or who are your mentors?
Mm-hmm.
I brought up your name, right? And like, yeah, but that's your peer. I'm like, dude, that's the best mentor to have as one of your peers.
Yeah.
Right?
Wouldn't you think so? You could touch me.
Yeah, but that's my point is, I'm not saying a Robert Kiyosaki was not a form of a mentor, but I don't know Robert. I've never talked to him. I probably never will. Right? But his content, his information was a mentorship program over all of these years. I find myself, I'm sure you the same, not just Robert, but other influencers that were mentors of ours. We speak them into existence almost every day and don't even realize it.
You're seeing the words that they say.
Yeah.
You don't even know it.
I've read it and listened to it so many times. It's become like a third arm. That's just how I operate.
Yep.
And then other mentors for me, I didn't even realize them at the time. They were a mentor, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't sharing knowledge, but their actions, how they moved, how they navigated. I looked at myself years later saying, wow, I'm moving like those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
I had guys like that too. When I used to go look at houses, Kris, I remember when I started in the real estate business, I would be so emotional when I go look at a house. I'm like, man, look where it's located. Bedroom's nice, the kitchen, the flow. Man, look at that yard. So sweet, right? And then my mentor would show up. Well, he didn't even know he was a mentor. He was just a guy that I knew was doing houses. He would show up, stone face. Dude was like, look around. Yep. Okay, Kris, what do you think about no emotion, dude. I mean, zero. Go look at these houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, don't you like the, what do you think about this? What do you think about the bedrooms? And he's like, I don't even, I mean, and it wasn't like he was trying to be sarcastic to me. He literally had no opinion on it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I've found myself repeating one of your lines. You just mentioned that, Kris, you want to see the bedrooms? For what? It's 4 walls. It's 4 walls. I know I'm either going to have to refinish hardwood or put in carpet. So what am I looking at?
Period.
Right.
Period. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Doesn't change.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So yeah, your mentors can be right around. You don't even know it. So round up. Listen, you heard some of our biggest takeaways. What we're gonna do differently. What I'm gonna do. Start doing. For me, I'm focusing on freedom, man. I'm like earning. Earning is cool, but one of these months we're gonna do the richest man in Babylon. You'll learn that earning one rule of gold. There's 4 other ones, right? So you can earn. Let me ask you, Kris. Do you think you can earn your way to wealthy? Earn your way to rich?
It's going to be a long, painful path. Right. But I guess, yes, you could. You have to be in an industry or in a sector that you can put another or 2 more zeros behind whatever number you're talking about. Right.
That's going to be like internet, maybe. I don't know.
Well, all right. So let's do not perfect example. Let's do an example. We do real estate. I could get a lot further ahead of you if I had the resources to invest and flip $1 million properties.
I see.
I'm going to pay because the profits, the gains are going to be taxable. But in any industry, it's scalable, I guess is really in the point to where I'm getting. Anything is scalable. Could you get to that point by earning income? Yeah, it's just going to be painful.
Yeah, but okay, let's just say for the average person.
Right.
I'm gonna say, y'all, don't even try. I've tried. I remember making 30, 40, 50 to 60 a month. Like, man, we did good this month, and then a couple months down the line, just a piece of ice melting, right? Can't earn your way to rich. Can't do it. You have to manage your way to rich. You have to manage your way, okay? So that was another takeaway from me. You got to manage your way.
Yeah, no doubt.
So Kris, you manage when you invest in real estate too. So round up, get your come on, bring your Q and get your biggest takeaway in here. Let's see what you guys got. I'd love to share Kris with you. Wow, I got a 19-year-old here. Damon, 19 years old. One takeaway from Rich Dad Poor Dad is only buy cash flowing assets, not liabilities. One thing I'll continue to stop doing is taking financial advice from those who are struggling. We just talked about that, Damon. Damon, first of all, I love you, dude. Look at that, Kris, 19.
Yeah, man. Way to go.
And I didn't even know what the hell, first of all, cash flow was. I just knew I had to go to work to get a check.
Yep.
Assets. And neither did I know what the first time I found out what an asset and a liability was when I read this book.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you know what it was, Kris?
No. So going back to what I said earlier, at that stage in my life, when this book originally came out, I was hustling and scraping and scrapping to make as much money as possible because that's what I thought was going to get me to the point that I wanted to get to. Like, I never had a goal to be a millionaire. I never had a goal to be, a real estate guru. I just I wanted it to be, and it was for me. And I said this very, very early on, probably in high school. I never wanted it to be about the money. I wanted it to be about what I like doing.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't become work. When you enjoy it, right? It's not work. People said to me for years, "Oh, you spend all your time at the shop." Well, yes and no. It just happens that I am there at some point every day. But I have people that work for me. I don't have to touch every single project.
Yep.
But I enjoy it. And people don't understand, like when early on, Kris, not that you don't now, but early on, you were loving that flip, right? Going here, going there, buying this, managing that. You were loving it. You're like, dude, I'm gonna make so much money flipping these properties.
As we used to say.
And then our uncle knocked on the door one April, and you're like, I owe how much?
Audit.
How much do I owe? Good Lord. But
That's so funny you say that. I used to love, you're right. I used to love going to see houses. I mean, it was like, it would keep me up at night thinking about what floor tile am I going to use? What color paint are we going to do? I'm going to do the windows, roofing.
yeah,
I'm like, man, you can't even pay me to, you can't pay me enough to go do that stuff.
yeah.
There's not enough money in it. And we make great money doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Round up. I want to know biggest takeaways, what you're going to start doing. It was another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Kris. So much stuff in here. He talks about working for free. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. Keep working, boys, but the sooner you forget about needing a paycheck, the easier your adult life will be. Oh, y'all, guys, we're going to get to you. Please put in we're doing Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, updated edition here. Biggest takeaway, please put it in the chat. One thing you're going to stop doing and one thing you'll stop doing, and we're going to discuss that here with Kris. Both of us are full-time entrepreneurs. Kris, let me ask you, for me, I remember when I got fired from Hampton University in 1999 because the boss hated my guts, right?
Yep.
I started working for I was an audio engineer. So I started going volunteering for different audio engineering companies, right? I just go show up to the site, be like, all right, I move speakers, set up the mixer, set up microphones just for free. And eventually, Kris, the man started giving me jobs to do on my own. He give me the equipment like, Kris, you can go run the whole show. That's when I learned about the value of working for free. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it at the time, nor I guess did you necessarily focus on it at the time.
Oh, no.
But a lot of my early relationships in business, I still have a lot of those relationships today. Because not knowing it at the time, I just wanted to be involved. Right. So these people.
And tell me what being involved looked like for you at that time.
All right. So
some people may not know they're going to work every day.
Yeah. So at the time, I was more in the entertainment industry. Right. Yeah. So a lot of my time was spent studying other events, studying my competitors. So it was I call it now, it was kind of spying on my competition. I would show up to their event early.
I was gonna ask you.
Right? Show up early. See which sound company they were using. See which security company they were using. I already knew what promotional stuff they were doing, whether they're running radio ads or passing out flyers or posters or whatever it was. But a lot of the early stuff for me was research. It was R&D. I didn't even know what it was at the time. I was like, I got to see what these guys are doing. Later on, I realized, I developed my own relationships, and a lot of those people now are my peers. I'm not in that industry anymore, but these same people reach out to me and I reach out to, and we just kick ideas back and forth. Has nothing like just right before we came on, I'm talking to a good buddy of mine. He and I've always kicked ideas back and forth. We've never done anything together, right? We've just never done a project, whether it was entertainment, anything, nothing. And a few months ago, he had an opportunity to invest into a startup business. And I was like, dude, we're in the middle of a pandemic. You're investing in brick and mortar. Are you crazy? Dude, they did $100,000 in sales in January. Brand new business.
Wow. Is that the pizza one you told me about?
Pizza, $100,000 first month.
Damn.
Grief. Now, who knows what their net is? I have no idea operating cost and
that could be tweaked. That could be tweaked.
Yeah,
that's deep, Kris.
But so my point being is, talk to people, tell people, like do your own research and development. Whether it's following someone like Kris or I in some real estate or investments, or even in the books that we read, start developing relationships. You never know where they're going to turn out.
You never know, y'all. Justin Fats, so many takeaways. One of the biggest for me was how directly trading my time for money was one of the worst trades you could ever make in your life.
Yeah.
I'll let you take that, Kris. Start there.
So I am a victim of spending too much of my time on my business.
Yeah, you live, sleep, eat. I mean, you would.
Right. So over the years, I developed, hey, I'm fighting this, it's a mental battle, right? Of, do I want to make more money or pay someone else to do it for me? And I can earn, not profit, earn less money. I'm trying to get out of the earned income.
Doing
More.
it.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
You know, it's crazy. A doctor's, my chiropractor, I mean, I talk to him all the time. He's like, Kris, I want to do videos. I'm like, the problem with you, and I learned this from Robert too. The problem with you is you're so good at, you're doing it.
Yep.
That's the problem. No one, if you're irreplaceable, like, I don't, as older I get, I'm like, I don't want to be irreplaceable.
No.
I want to be replaceable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be, put a dollar on the amount. I think the hard thing about it for us, Justin, for me, I would like to know about Kris too. Hiring people is not the easiest thing to do. I got to tell you, Kris, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if they're watching here. I hired a videographer yesterday to do videos. They worked on a video for 9 hours, right? It's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning last night. Couldn't get it done, right? So I had to come in and do the video myself. So it's challenging hiring people. They did try to do it. You know, I'll give them an A+ for giving it a shot, but you don't know if the first relationship roundup, when you're hiring people, it's going to work. You just don't know.
You don't. You don't. I mean, I have not an employee, but I've hired an organization to do a project for me because they were properly vetted. I'd seen the content that they created.
That's sweet.
Right. And then I got to them. And now let me rewind just a little. So for me, I was never formally trained to do what I do. Right.
You didn't have any training on that stuff? All those printers and machines you run?
Yeah. So I was trained I learned as I produced. I didn't go to a formal education course. I didn't go to a university to learn the printing trade. Right. My printing business evolved from my entertainment connections. Right.
I got you.
So with what we're saying is that you don't, as far as hiring people, I don't know how they worked, how this organization worked. And I had a deadline that I could not take on myself, brokered it to them. And they were from the traditional, well, it takes us this long to do this, and it normally takes us about this long to do that. And they couldn't produce because they were stuck in, it's supposed to take this long to do something. It's supposed to take that long to do something.
That's true.
Because when I was in school, they said that when you design a postcard, you know, you should have your text formatted one day and work on the graphic elements the next day. And I'm like, no, I need that in like an hour. Dude, this is
funny.
So when you're saying hiring people, a good art school, there's a million great students that come out of art school, but they're not trained to be in business for themselves.
Yeah, I got you. I need this stuff done. I don't care. I need it
done. Yeah.
Yeah. How you do things around here. How we do things will kill you.
Yeah. And not to knock this video person that you mentioned. Your thing was like, I got to post the content by my deadline. I just need it done.
There is no, that's why I love entrepreneurs. There is no, well, we're going to try to. Patrick Bet-David told me, it's like, Kris, I don't deal with the word around. We're going to get it done around about 6 o'clock.
No.
I'm like, even when they asked me, they were like, well, you think we should get it done by this time? I'm like, this is what we do. Every X, we have a video coming out. This will happen.
Yeah.
This will happen. You know, my wife's like, well, what if they don't get it? Well, this is what we do. And she's looking at me 1 o'clock in the morning. I was thinking to myself last night, I'm like, you know what, dude? This ain't for everybody, man.
No.
When shit falls apart, guess who got it? I was thinking about Tony Montana. You got to pick up the pieces, Kris. I would love to know, how many times have you had to just, you know what, when stuff falls apart, Kris, you have to step in, pick up the pieces, and make it work now.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it happens more often than we actually realize. We kind of just develop a response that is like, dude, I just need to get done.
Muscle memory is what that is.
Yep. Yep.
I know you got some stories. You should do a book on that too. Justin, time, I'm gonna leave you alone after. I just want to talk about trading hours for dollars, right?
Yeah.
Time for money. We're all tricked to think that time equals money, which is not true. You can make more money. You can't make more time. Now, your time might be worth something, because obviously we have a fee for our time. But yes, working for money is, man, it is something that we have to treat very lightly, especially when we're teaching our kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's good. I don't think it's bad to come up through the ranks with that, Kris. I mean, we still have to understand the fact that time, get checked, pay bills, because you still got bills to pay.
Sure. Well, that reminds me, all these different mentors that we've had over the years. One of my favorites, Jim Rohn, said, "We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It matters what you do within those hours."
With this, yeah,
Right?
facts.
Yep, it is. It's so true. I mean, anybody can go to a 9 to 5 job and work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and do whatever the job requirement is in that time frame, and then go home and do it again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that revolving circle, right? And I get it. Everyone can't do what we do, and there's no looking down on it. That's why all of us are great at what we do.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of friends. They're great employees.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're looking for. They're just great employees. They like
That's what they want. Yeah.
They like the security and the benefits and everything that comes with a traditional job. They love it.
Damon, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing in reading. Good. Self-education. I love that. Self-education. My daughters going to the school that they're going to, learning about algebra, math, English, world history. I mean, American history. It's good to know, but yeah, you're right. What did Jim Rohn say? I know you know better than me, Kris.
Work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
I like that one. It's another one I'm looking for. Something will make you self-educate. What do they say? Formal education will make you a living.
Yep.
Self-education will make you, was it rich or wealthy? Something like that.
Yeah.
Self-education. I didn't start doing it. Kris, when did you start self-educating yourself, Kris?
Formally, actively, when I really focused on it. Now I look back and realize that I was doing more of it than I realized early on.
Mm-hmm.
Mid to late 20s.
So yeah, I didn't start till I was 28.
Yeah.
You know what, man? This is part of life. We probably didn't have a mentor that showed you to do it.
Dude, you know what? I mentioned Jim Rohn. I never even heard of Jim Rohn when I was a teenager. I found Jim Rohn at a nightclub, right? The DJ was spinning a track and was dropping Jim Rohn's audio quotes on top of the track.
Sweet.
And I had to go up and ask him, like, what was that? Right? And he was like, it's this old country white dude. He does like self-motivational tapes or something. He didn't even really know. He just had these quotes that he was dropping on the tracks live at the club. And like my antenna went straight up. I'm like, I got to find out who that is.
Wow, that is so cool. All right, what's up, bro? Hey, round up. Make sure you put your in the comments in the chat. Any takeaways you had on Rich Dad Poor Dad? Anything you're going to start doing? What are you going to stop doing? We've already been over hours. I want to hear you. All right, the biggest takeaway: start minding my own business, and to ask the question, how can I more often to put my brain to work? Oh yeah, that's another Jim Rohn.
Mm-hmm.
What can I tell my daughters? First thing I ask, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Put yourself to work. I think a lot of us don't do that. We're looking for the answers externally as opposed to looking for them internally. And I think that comes with age. Even me, I just want to go spend $1. It's the Devin Pagan calls it, it's our chimpanzee tendencies. We want to buy a lottery ticket, make $1 million. We want to pull the slot machine, money come flowing out. We want to roll the dice, do one thing. So it's like we want to do one thing and then the heavens just open up, right? So it's not just you, Art.
Not at all.
Kris?
Not at all. Nope.
It's not just you, so it's all of us. How can I put? Because me too. Like for now, I'm looking for somebody to run my Facebook ads, but at the end of the day, I still have to. I'm like, what can I do to run this thing? God, that's a good one, man. I like that. How can I?
Yep.
So Jim Rohn says 3 questions: what can I do? What can I read? The third question is, who can I call? Right. I live by those. What can I do? Okay, Kris, well, you can do this. Boom.
Yep.
Well, if I don't know it, what can I read? Boom. Okay. Well, if I can't figure that out, who can I call that knows the answer? All right.
Yeah. I mean, even to the point, one of the Jim Rohns that stuck with me is that you actually can't change your destination overnight. The destination you can't change overnight, but your direction you can change right now.
I like that. Where you'll end up.
Yep.
You can end up broke or wealthy.
Yep.
Or your habits. Hey, Andre, what's up, my friend? You guys put your takeaways in here. Healing. Hey, Healing. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Andre, one of my biggest takeaways was how the rich barely pay any taxes while the pay alone in taxes, learning how this country is set up to keep you employed as long as possible. Kris, you want to comment on that one? That's a good one, Andre.
Yeah. It wasn't that many years ago that I was that person, and people misconstrue it when they feel like I'm saying I'm some multimillionaire. No, it's the mentality of understanding how to avoid the liabilities. Right? We were all trained, invest it, make as much as you can. Well, you can still do that, but it's how you do that.
How you do it.
Learning the methods that the wealthy, use to grow. Yeah. I mean, when Kris, when did it hit you that you needed to do more about the asset column versus the income column? How long for you did that take?
Man, this is one of Kris and I's favorite topics here. I mean, we did a whole video on this the other day. Taxes.
Yeah.
How long did it take me earning versus managing? It was a transformation because I used to think, Dad, I did 40,000 now, and I remember when I remember making another $1,000 a month. I remember when I crossed another 1,000. Right? I told my boy, I'm like, dude, I made an extra $1,000 this month, and I didn't even feel it. I remember telling myself, like, damn, Kris, you did another G. More than you did last year, and you didn't even feel it. Right. That's when I realized, Kris, dude, you're going to kill yourself trying to make more money. You work on, because you can always find a way to get out there and try to earn more. Always. Always, dude. And I mean, I'm a guy that manages large sums of money, right? So I'm like, man, I found out, even with the taxes, self-directed. I learned that, Kris, I would say probably 5 years ago. I learned that, man, when I have $1, I have no problem sinking it into a house. I don't even care. I'm like, you just throw it another 2,000-3,000. Yeah, just put it over there. I'm okay. It's not even a thought anymore, Kris.
Yeah.
But I wasn't born like that.
And no one told you about it. You had to learn it. Right?
Well, I heard people talk about paying down mortgages and managing money. Robert Kiyosaki always says it's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep.
Yep.
How much you keep. And for us, keeping it is locking it into income producing assets.
Correct.
Which we can always go back and borrow against also. I want to say that. I know you stock guys out there are going to say, had a stock guy the other day try to, Kris, you could borrow the money and get 12% in the stock market and pay 3% interest and keep the spread. Yes, you can, but this is not my thing.
You could do the same thing running down to the casino, right? You just don't know, but you don't know. You can't tell me this coming Monday what Tesla's going to do. I could call Elon Musk tonight and ask him, hey, bro, how we looking on Monday? And he'll say, I don't know.
He owns the company.
He runs and owns the company. He can't tell you.
So Andre's talking about taxes. So that's Kris and I, both of us have self-directed our retirement. So you guessed it, Andre. I'm begging you. I know this doesn't sound sexy. Wealth is not sexy. Wealth, boring. That's why my kids hate it. I'm like, yo, y'all need to learn this stuff. It's no fun.
Yep.
Not sexy. Kris has I don't want to speak wrong.
Self-directed 401k.
401k. I have a self-directed Roth IRA just because I've been doing this forever. They didn't even exist when I started it. So yes, taxes. That's a biggie. We pay less. Matter of fact, we pay no taxes when we do deals in our self-directed, while the employees pay taxes to the max. That's a rough one, man. You know, it's rough to be in that situation.
Yep, it sure is. And actually, currently, we're now in 2021. Taxes for the middle class, which are mostly 9 to 5 employees, W-2 employees, based on the most recent tax law that goes for the next 4 years, their rates are actually going to go up every year for the next 4 years.
Is that from Trump or from Biden?
That's from Trump. Everyone's going to blame Biden for it because it's going to happen in his term, but it was a Trump tax plan that was passed.
You know, Andre, I'm here to tell you, we did. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Biden fan, but I'm here to tell you, my taxes looked way sweeter when Trump was in office, dog.
Yep.
Way sweeter.
Yep.
I'm just leave that right there.
Yeah.
Way sweeter. That's a good one here. Healing through healing. What's up, healing? Done is better than perfect. That's right. I think a lot of us fall into the analysis paralysis, trying to get stuff done. Even with my videos, every video I do, I'm look back. I'm like, damn, I should have done this. You know what? Just get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same. I'm sure you get it as much, Kris. I get a lot of people YouTube subscribers on my channel asking about how to do real estate, how to invest in the stock market. Well, I hate to sound so standoffish. I would love to work with you, and I'm sure you're the same way. Bring us a deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Bring some value. Value, basically.
Without sounding standoffish. I don't want to sound that way, but I can't show you how to do it if you don't bring us something. Bring us the deal. We'll just go straight through it with you.
Sounds like you're saying you can't steer a parked car.
Correct. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, and that's what you mentioned, the analysis paralysis. You keep finding this deal, finding that deal, instead of pursuing the deal, doing your due diligence, doing the numbers, and you'll pick a deal. Once you learn how to do this stuff, you pick this stuff apart quickly.
Yep. Especially with PropStream, y'all. All the knowledge you have.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
Roundup. So we're going over Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the updated version. Today with my new book club. I'm hanging out with y'all. We got 50 people on here. If you want to join the book club, that link is in the video description. We will be meeting. Well, if you don't join the club, you get to hang out with us once a month. Within the book club, I'm going to be active in there with our new books. And the book for February, since it's Black History Month, the book for February is going to be Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. This is actually my boy. I was able to interview this man. Dennis Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich. And I'll put an announcement out to all of our members. Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Black History Month.
Yeah, I love that interview you did with Dennis. That was awesome.
It's something, man. I'm like, I can't believe I'm hanging out with these dudes. I've been,
Yeah.
So cool. If you want to join the book club, that link is in the video description. I will be in that. It's a Facebook group. You'll get to chat with me. We'll get to go over ideas. I'm going to dedicate people that are joining my stuff now. I got to kind of, as we're passing 75,000 subscribers round up, my time is getting shorter and shorter and shorter and crunched down. So I have to go places where people are investing in us. Let's see. Put in your biggest takeaway, what you're going to stop doing and what you will start doing. Andre, I'm going to stop punching the clock and start building multiple streams. Good for you. I'd like to know more about that. Andre, tell me about that. Okay, I've got 4 streams right now, but I want to eventually have them all automatic. Andre, tell us more about that. I like to stay there for a minute. So for me, I have YouTube, affiliate marketing, rental property, flip property, new construction, lease option, So we've got 6.
Not bad.
That's 6. YouTube, affiliate marketing. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one. YouTube. I'm telling y'all the truth. YouTube, affiliate marketing, my own products and services outside of real estate, long-term hold. Let's just do that. Long-term hold and short-term flip real estate. So we've got 5. So yeah, 5. And a lot of that stuff is not just me. So Kris and I look at deals together. Matter of fact, it's another one in Suffolk we're looking at. Not sure we're going to do it. A lot of this stuff I'm partnering up, Andre, is not just me, right?
Yep.
That's a skill that takes time, though. It's a skill you got to develop. Mm-hmm. Kenny D, what up? Yeah, y'all please put your cities in here or your states where you're hailing from. Kenny, I walked away from corporate America 6 months ago. Congratulations, Kenny. Woo!
Yeah, man, right on.
Thing a person can do. I want to know what his plan was. Kris. That's a beast move right there.
Yeah.
See, Kris and I've been doing it for so long, man. Sometimes I'm disconnected with the realities of working 9 to 5. My wife the other day, she says, Kris, you live in a dream world. Did I tell you that, Kris?
Yeah, I mean, you, aside from your personal obligations, you could get up tomorrow and do whatever you want.
You could also build a house with a hammer, though, Kris.
Yeah, no doubt. It's someone has to manage it, right? And I think you've developed similar to what I have been developing, how you kind of take a step back. You already know the right person to do this, the right person to do that. You already know the numbers, right? You know right now, if I called you and said, "Hey, I bought a tear down. Let's do a new construction." You already know who you're going to.
Oh
right?
yeah, without a doubt.
There's a property an hour from you. You can't go. You got the kids at home. You got this. You got that. Whatever. You already have who's going to go check that property out. You know who's going to go prospect it for you and say, "Boom, it's this, it's that, whatever." And I think over time you develop that.
Yeah. Good one. Healing question. How did Kris first make his money if he never worked a job? Yeah, Kris, one of those rich white kids that just parents rich and took care of you all your life?
Never. I mean, I really came from a very middle-class family. My father worked for the federal government. My mother worked in the private sector. They did afford me the luxury of going to private high school. So I did get a decent education in private school.
DC?
I was just outside I lived in DC, but I actually went to a Catholic high school in Hyattsville, Maryland, DeMatha.
Hyattsville is, that's where your shop is, right?
No, I'm in Temple Hills. Yeah, Hyattsville is the more northern part of Prince George's County.
Okay, on up.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Just around the Beltway. But no, for that, what was the question is, how did I make it?
How did you make your money if you never worked a job?
Working my ass off, right? Honestly,
elaborate on that.
Okay, so at the time, I'm in entertainment. That's not working out so well for me. I'm starting to get into my late 20s. I'm tired of being out all night chasing the next customer to come to my event. Okay.
Rough life. How'd that look, Kris?
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, coming home, getting up around lunchtime, eating breakfast at 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Rough life, man.
Yeah. It's like, at a certain point, it's true. Your age starts to catch up with you. And then I started meeting people in business. Now I need my rest, right? I don't need anywhere near 8 hours or whatever they say, but I need to recharge my batteries. But it's very hard to excel in business when you're waking up at lunchtime. Half of those people are on their way home at that point, right? So how I developed
different clocks.
Yeah. So how I made my money was I had already built relationships with other promoters, other venues, So I had always designed and then sent out my promotional items, my flyers and posters to a local print company. I started basically brought in my competition because now I was no longer a competitor. I was phasing out of it. And I started designing and printing their stuff. Right.
Sweet. With
So
the design skills that you were printing your own stuff first.
Yep. So some of them knew I was, some of them didn't know, but I started pitching it. It was like a side hustle. I'm still doing a little entertainment, making some money. So I'm seeing the future of that going away. I start building new relationships with people that I've already dealt with, but not on this capacity. So I'm now designing and printing their stuff. That turned into a brick and mortar business. I guess you could think about it more like your local. Most people wouldn't even know where to go. They would go to Staples or Kinko's, right?
Yeah.
At the time, I was the local copy shop, print shop, somewhere you stopped, right?
Sweet.
And that business was me, myself, and I with a computer, telephone, and a copy machine. And that was 2002 when I started that. As a hustle. It became a business in 2005.
Print media.
Yep. Incorporated in the state. Got everything set up. Brought in two at first, and then 3 designers because it was so much, right? There was so much going on. And
That's cool.
Like living in Washington, D.C. area, there are so many entertainment venues, concert halls. You have the government facilities, Kennedy Center, the Warner Theater. You have all these places that are doing events. Most of them 7 days a week. There's something going on, and they all have to promote and advertise.
Sweet.
And then I was also, as we mentioned earlier, I was not afraid to put the time in.
Yeah, I think at the time you got a good work ethic too, though.
Yeah. I mean, some of my competitors at that time, they closed at 6 o'clock. I'm like, shoot, we're taking orders at 6 o'clock. What are you talking about? Like, we were there, we were eating dinner at the shop, hanging out, and it was cool. We had satellite TV and had the radio blasting. It was great. We made it comfortable. You
probably took that lifestyle from college, though.
Yeah.
Or your college days.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I've always been like a social person. I've always wanted to go somewhere in the evening, go support another one of my clients, at their restaurant for lunch. Like, I've always been that, I
hope you have your answer. Roundup, I forgot to mention that don't forget, early bird registration ends today for the Foreclosure Summit. Ends today. Okay. So go ahead and get signed up. That link is in the video description as well. Foreclosure Summit is going to be February 13th with me and my friend, real estate attorney and investor, Bill Brunchick. All right. Make sure you get registered up for that. Early bird registration ends tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and Kris, I saw it on the graphic right there that you just put up. I had 2 people reach out to me because they know that I'm gonna join you and Bill on this. And they wanted to know what day was I coming down to see you in Virginia for this conference. I don't think they comprehended that this will be an all online foreclosure summit. It's not a in person. So I just want to throw. I just want to throw that in for anyone who is considering that. It's virtual.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I thought I would. You know what?
You might have. And when they 2 different people messaged me and said, what day are you going down? I'm like, going down? No, it's completely virtual.
That's weird, man.
Yep.
Let me check that in there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's because they know you and I are only 3 hours apart. They assumed that I was going to this summit.
I'm gonna write that in virtual right now. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't even know. For the summit. Get your questions in that chat down there. I didn't even know that, Kris. I hadn't even thought of all that. I thought I put online on there, but you know what? You can't make a message clear enough. Just so much going on in everybody's minds.
Yeah.
So if you don't see the Foreclosure Summit link in the video description, just refresh your screen. It'll be there. I had to redo that just because it was Darn, I didn't even know that, man.
Yep.
Round up. Get your questions or comments on Rich Dad Poor Dad. You're changing lives, my friend. Thank you, Damien. Thank you for joining us. My kids and I just finished Think and Grow Rich. Wow, good for you, Rodrika. You're a beast. Double X, how do you guys set up your LLC for your fix and for your flips, rentals, and wholesale properties? How often you change the LLC for best security, and how do the taxes look?
Do you want me to tackle that?
Yeah, you better. You can start. I'll tell you because I have an S-Corp. So
okay. So how do you guys set up your LLCs for flips and rentals? I am a couple years into this, but Kris will probably agree. We do not put houses in our company or our personal names.
No way.
After meeting Kris a few years ago, every transaction I have done has been in the name of a land trust. I assign a good buddy of mine the trustee. I don't even go to settlement on the buy or the sell or anything. My trustee handles all of it.
You don't even go to closing.
No, the last time was coronavirus. I went to the bank with my trustee to have them wire the funds, and we FedEx the documents to the title company.
Sweet.
Yep.
But I want Double X to know that is nothing but a pass through. So it passes through to what, Kris, for you?
So the land trust is a pass through to my beneficial interest, which can be your LLC or it can be you, but none of that goes on title. It's only going to go in the name of the land trust.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Wholesaling, I guess you could, but wholesaling is just an assignment, so it's never going to go on title anyway. So who cares? You could wholesale it let me go back and say, maybe you don't want to wholesale in your personal name. You can, but you want to talk to a certified public accountant or someone who does, is a CPA, and figure out what is your taxable liability going to be if you do it in your personal name versus an LLC. And you might not do a lot of them. And an LLC on the state level, you're going to have to pay an annual fee. So you got to realize how many deals are you going to do before you start, paying those annual fees. How often you change? I don't change LLC. I've never needed to.
I don't either.
Yeah, and the best security on the taxes, I can't advise financially. I know from my experience, I recently 3 years ago did what's considered an adjustment to my LLC, and we did it's the IRS 2553, and moved it into I'm blanking on the term here, Kris. A S corporation. So it's actually an S election that your accountant would send into the IRS requesting that you be treated as an S-Corp, and you still keep your LLC in the state structure. You're just requesting to be treated. Now you do have to operate like a S corporation. You have to do your quarterly payroll. You have to run it like it's a S corp. But you don't need to change your state entity as the LLC to do that. That's just how you're going to be treated on the federal taxes.
Double X, I think you should sit down with a CPA. I don't know what your income is. For me, when I didn't have a bunch of income, didn't matter. Didn't matter. So now it's like you better have strategies in place for me now. So I don't know what your.
Yeah.
That's a good one though, Kris. You need to get some professional advice on that.
Yeah.
Healing is going. He doesn't like this Black History Month. Sorry about that, Healing. Our people built this country. You're right. My bad. What is it? My people
did not lie about that.
Kenny D. Thanks, Andre. Oh, he left a 6-figure position. Wow. The money is irrelevant if you're always working for it. I like that.
That's a Kiyosaki quote, right?
Is it? Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. The working class work for money to spend the money and save what's left.
Let's talk about that, Kris.
Yeah, I mean,
spend and save what's left as opposed to investing first.
And investing first, exactly. Yep.
That's a mindset change. It's a hard one though, man, because I know it took a time for me. Like say I make $5,000, I know 2 of that's going to principal somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still doing that too, right, Kris? Or are you? I know you had you were doing extra principal on your other house. I don't mean to blow you up.
Nope, I'm still doing it. So my investment properties are all owned free and clear. There's no notes on those. My personal mortgage, I do a 125 principal only payment once a week. So it's $500 a month principal only. My strategy to that was by doing that for 20 years, just $125 every Friday. It'll knock out the last 10 years of my mortgage. It'll knock out 10 years of interest.
You know, I wanted to talk to you about a book I read. I can't remember. The guy talks about stuff being urgent and important versus urgent, unimportant versus unurgent, important, and unurgent, unimportant. Right? I'm not going to get to the whole thing, but what you're doing now with paying the principal is not urgent. There's nothing. There's no phone. There's nobody screaming at you. Nobody's telling you to do it. It's not urgent, right? You don't think about it. But it is important. Right? So you have these 2 categories, and I could break the whole thing down. But a lot of times we think urgent could be your cell phone ringing, right?
Yep.
But we don't know whether it's important or not until we pick up and see who the hell it is.
Correct.
So your phone ringing could be your wife. Could be a family member. Could be somebody sick, or could be a telemarketer calling about the insurance. You know.
Yeah, you don't know. All right.
So what you're doing, Kris, we call it unurgent because no one screams. You don't hear from. Matter of fact, you never will ever hear from anybody about paying extra principal. But it is so important, you know. So important, dude. I'm telling you, Kris, that has been the secret to my success, or extra principal. And you know what helped me too? Round up, if you own a 30-year mortgage with a house, print out that damn amortization schedule. Print it out.
Yeah.
Like, how many pages, Kris? 17 pages? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it made something like that. So I looked at it because I was skilled with what the amortization schedule was, even going into my mortgage. But man, I tell you, so $300,000 house, $1,500 mortgage. The first 14 years, 14 years, I was only paying $300 to $500 in principal. I was paying $900 a month in interest for the first 14 years.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And everybody says, "Oh, well, you got a good interest rate. You know, I just ride that the whole 30." And I'm like, yeah, but I'm giving away 10 years of interest.
Yep.
Giving away.
That's right. That's deep. Double X. Also, do we have to set up a PO box for each LLC to receive a mail? Should we change them every time we close? He's been listening to somebody crazy.
Yeah, there's no need.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's no need.
Double X. Listen, man. You can layer your way up out of here. You can you can have a land trust with another trust as the trustee. You can have another LLC as the beneficiary that you will be a member of. You can have that. I mean, you can have that owned by a different trust. You can layer it up, but get out of that.
You can have the membership of your LLC be a trust. You would never be able to see who the members of the LLC were on public record because it would say boom, 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 trust. And that's it.
That's deep. But you can layer it up, Double X. But here's the thing. Somebody write to, you know, what if you got to change it? What if somebody wants to write a check to the LLC? How you going to member fees every year? It's tough, man.
Yep.
Then you got to unwind it. Say you get older, you got a kids, you got to unwind it all to get out of it. It's no fun. And do not change every time. I wouldn't do that. Round up. Make sure you get signed up. In the video description below, the Foreclosure Summit is this coming up Saturday, the 13th. And join the book club. The book club is going to be a Facebook group where we will meet inside of there constantly throughout the month. But we only go live once a month with the books. Jason, hey, question. How would you look at a deal like this? 27 duplexes, $200,000 each. Building 54 units, 1,000 a month. Yeah, I don't do big deals like that. Maybe Kris can help with that.
I don't do big deals. I've learned from my experience in business, not in real estate. Master what you're doing first. And I'm not saying you do or don't know, Jason. Forgive me for sounding critical. I'm not skilled on that level. So I don't want to steer you one way or the other. But if the numbers work, the money doesn't cost you too much, and you've already been doing it, hey man, more power to you.
Yeah, sorry about that, Jason. I don't want to speak out of turn on that. Roundup, we're here at the book club. Make sure you put your thoughts in on Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Anything else you guys want to drop in here? I'm doing this book club because I want to push you to read more. Don't be like me. Don't read a book till you turn 28. I mean, I read some books, but February's book for Black History Month, Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Make sure you go download that. It's actually a friend of mine, right? I actually have interacted with this man. Dennis Kimbrough. Justin, sounds like you're describing the time management quadrant. I learned this extremely valuable. Oh, that's the urgent and unimportant thing. I didn't even know I had a name. Time management. Thank you. Time management. What did you call it?
Quadrant. Yeah.
That's why I love these broadcasts. We don't know what's going to come up. Kenny D. I'm a small flipper, but trying to figure out how to grow. Okay. Andre, wholesaling real estate. Okay, income streams. He's got 4. Wholesaling real estate. Okay, that's 1. DoorDash 2. Working with a guy to sell cosmetic products 3. Good for you. Cosmetics is big. 4. Helping friends manufacture the cosmetic products. 5. Selling products on Amazon. Wow, that is sweet.
Cool.
That's good stuff right there, man. I like that, Andre. We should probably do a whole thing on multiple streams. That's where I live. Kenny D. We provide great information. Thank you so much, Kenny. Andre, sorry for my late response. I thought I was typing on YouTube, but I actually texted. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Jason is a small flipper. Kenny, you have... Oh, man, these guys are going over that. I think that's all we got, Kris.
Okay.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my friend Kris.
Yeah, man. Always. I think I'll mention, Kris, I think what you're doing here is something that I probably would have been looking for myself when I was not even just getting started. Just having someone who can be transparent, knowledgeable from his own experience, and then pick apart someone else's content and how it influenced you and what your takeaways were from someone like Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
We all have, did I read every single page and take away every single thing Robert said? No, of course not. Mm-hmm. There are things, and you showed your book a little while ago, you got your little colored tabs because that page had something that pinged you and said, boom, I gotta remember to go back to this. Let me go back, continue to go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You
gotta go back to it, man. As opposed to those TV shows. Turn that TV off. I know y'all blowing me up because I was watching 600 Pound Life the other day.
Oh, were you? I don't even know what that is, but okay.
I don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Round up. Listen, we're going to keep the book club going. If you want to join, which I will be very active in it, I got to get y'all reading, man. I got to get y'all reading because the answers are in books. That's where the answers are. And I get to live the lifestyle that I live because I've read a bunch of books. And I continue to read and surround myself with people like my friend Birch.
Yep.
Okay, Roundup. If you want to join the book club, that link is in the video description, as well as last call for registration for the Foreclosure Summit. Early bird registration ends today. Cool. February's book, Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice for Black History Month by Dennis Kimbrough. And I'll announce the date that it will be probably, I'm thinking the first Saturday for this as well. All right, Kris, my friend, that's all I got.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on once again.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Love the
Roundup. Go ahead.
I said I love the content.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you too. It's crazy how minds are the most. I'm like, more I get older, I'm like, dude, I just want to bounce ideas off of a certain mind.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like the content, share with any other investors, subscribe to the channel Roundup. I love you. See you on the next video. Peace.
See y'all.